Threading the bottom bobbin can be difficult, but today I'm going to show you how I overcame threading the bottom bobbin several times until I finally got it, and also threading the top portion of the machine as well. After my first try, it turned out really ugly. The thread that was going around the bottom bobbin was very loopy and loose, so I realized this little screw on top is adjustable, so I unscrewed it a little bit and then I was able to push it over. I pushed that little metal piece where the screw is over just a little bit to the left, and as I was winding it, the thread started to be a little bit more even around the bobbin. After the very first try, I realized this is something that I'm gonna have to practice because it was getting thicker on one end, and I guess it was because that little metal piece was in the way, so I realized I had to adjust it a little bit more and slide it over just a little bit, so that way when it started to thread, it would just be more even. And this part is actually screwed into the table. This whole little bobbin section is screwed into the table, but what I didn't realize is that some of the parts on the top where there are a few screws can be adjustable. So even though you screw the whole little metal plate onto the table, you can unscrew a few things to adjust it, so that way your bobbin can thread evenly. So then after putting my bobbin back into the bobbin case, I put it back underneath the sewing machine and snapped it in place. And then I went ahead and threaded the thread through the top of the machine. So far I've learned that you want to turn the thread to where it's going away from you, and then hold the bobbin case upward where the hole is facing up, and then slide the bobbin into it, and then push it through the little slit on the side and then through the hole. So first I put it through the little hole that sticks up on that little tension disc. And then there's another little hole, and I put the thread through the right side. You want to wrap it around the front and then go from right to left through the bottom hole. And then down around between the disc, the tension disc, and then behind that little loop, and then up. And then down right under the other little metal hook, and then back up again through the right side of the take-up lever. There's another hole. And then down underneath the little metal hook on the left side, and then push it back behind the little loop that's right above the needle. Then there's a hole that's right on the top of the needle, and then I press a foot down, and then I put the thread through that little hole that's on the front of the needle. And then you thread this machine on the needle from the left to the right, which was a little different because on my domestic sewing machine you just push it through the front of the needle, so that was different. And then just push your thread to the back, and now the machine is completely threaded from top to bottom bobbin. And then you just hold on to the thread, leave it a little loose, and then take your hand wheel and let the needle go down into the hole, and then as you pull up, it pulls up on the bottom bobbin thread. And then after that, you can just kind of grab it with something and pull it through, and then grab it and push it to the back of the sewing machine. We threaded the top part of the machine and the bottom bobbin. So I hope this helps you in some way, and I'll see you in the next video.